province of Newfoundland and Labrador. It was a time that we refer to as the resettlement era. During that time, the government put forth an initiative that suggested that folks who lived out around the bay in the smaller communities, which we lovingly refer to as the outport communities, it was suggested that everybody should leave those smaller communities and move to the larger urban centers for better access to points of infrastructure, education, medicine, things like that. And so it's a big ask, to ask people to leave their homes. So the government said, we'll put it to a vote, and the vote will carry for the entire community, which means that if people voted to stay, then everybody would stay. But if the majority said that people wanted to leave, then everybody would have to leave. And so the government said, hey, we can sweeten the deal a little bit. We'll give you a few dollars to help you when you move to your new community. This was a very difficult time. It divided the communities. It divided families. When you think about it, some folks were thinking, what a wild experience that would be, to go somewhere new, to start over and break new ground, meet new people. It'd be an adventure, wouldn't it? And then there were some folks who were thinking, for generations our family have built up this area. We've made something here. We've put a lot of work into this. We've got a lot of memories here. And yeah, it's a small community, but it's still special. And so, when the vote came in and people had to leave, I'm certain that there was some group of fishermen standing around on a wharf somewhere saying, all right, if I have to go, but I don't want to go, I'll take your few dollars, but I am also going to take my house with me. So what they did is they would jack up the houses, and then they would roll it. Well, they wouldn't roll the houses. They would set up rollers. Freshly cut green wood logs would have to be used, and they would set up the roller system. You couldn't use old logs because they would snap under the weight of the house. And so then they would set up a pulley system, and then every hand in the harbor would come down and pull this house through the community, past all of the places where you made your memories. And then the house would be floated onto a barge made of empty oil drums. And then a single boat with one motor would pull the house along the shoreline until it came to its new community, maybe from one of the neighboring smaller islands near the main island. And then the house would be brought ashore, and the house would move to a new home. So we wrote this song about a 90-year-old house that moves to a new home, but it's really about the strength of the people that moved it. This is the title track to our second studio album. This is Rove and Go.
Why shouldn't she go? She's only 19. We call her grandmother's wheelhouse. She's one of many. We're more than the stakes and the jacks were raised. And now not just the people of town migrate. Think beyond the water and guide her gently. Rove and go, Lord, rove and go.
last, stow the table. Every hand in the harbor, every man that's able. On Greenwood past the graveyard, school and store. Oh, this land we call home for one day more. Something beyond the water and guide her gently. Rove and go, love, rove and go, love. 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 Holding the wishes in the walls and the wishes in the windows. Leave all the footsteps in the floorboards and cry goodbye. Screwed up meadows. Push, pull, and haul and reminisce of land. Well, I don't know if we should, but I know we can. Something beyond the water and guide her gently. So let go and let's go, decisions are made. There's nothing left to contemplate, card laid, card played. So think beyond the water